Out of the mercy of Allah and the law written in our nature, we call an individual into existence. And when that individual comes, I make no apologies for what I'm about to say.
Rough, rugged, and real, you're gonna stand still to obey your case, so let the man build. Words of rapture that you have to capture, and I just slapped ya with a handful of literature. This dope, deaf, fresh, hype, choice, smooth, and raw. Rappers I replace, rub out, and erase. Competition, you must be on freebase, smoking or joking, bound to be broken. Now get your damn hands off the mic that I'm choking. Cause I got a stranglehold, you're still cold on parole for the role you stole. Rhymes that you yell out, but you did sell out. Crossed over, lost over here, now get the hell out. I'm not a pop star, rock and roller, I'm a rebel, blessed. Able to hold a mic like a hammer and drop grammar, treat a rapper like a wrestler and body slam them. Those who dispute get treated just like a prostitute. They get the boot and blade like a flute, so just play mute. Don't even whisper, open your mouth to speak and I'ma dish your rag, tag, and dog. Put you in the morgue because you're petty, confetti, and not ready to rock steady. In other words, you're half-stepping, tiptoeing, get going. Because my weapon is not a 9 and Uzi or a shotgun. But when it come to hype rhymes, I got one. Just like the album is still the same. Long live the cane, ain't a damn thing changed. I still get ill and kill at will and build the skill to fill your grill. So don't tell me you're real. We sample beats, you sue and try to fight us. Man, you still be home with arthritis. If we didn't revive and bring back alive old beats that we appreciated, you wouldn't survive. You'd be another memory to us. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. So understand the way that I live, that's positive. And the message I got to give is a benefit for you and me. I'm talking about P-E-A-C-E. The chosen one that has turned the new leaf. I got gold teeth and they don't chew beef. No pork on my fork, strictly fish on my dish. The cane fallen victim, sucker you wish. I flow like water, slaughter, put you out of order. Floored ya. Rappers are ragging and tagging and snagging and bragging to be on the bandwagon. But I'm the last dragon with the knack to attract the pack. So just get back. I'm young, gifted, and black. And just go with the flow, you know. In the place to be with my man.
Any kind of dilly-dallying, that's the government. Any
All
kind
right,
of
y'all.
pussyfooting, that's the government.
We are live. Welcome or welcome back to Black Poet Matters, a poetic soundtrack for the times. 10 amazing poets and a DJ, Brother Benjamin. Thank you for that intro music. Big Daddy Kane representing Brooklyn, New York. One of Brooklyn's finest, no doubt, one of the rap game's best ever. So we come in with that intro. First off, for this set, and we got some rocking and rolling poets definitely down. Big in brother, Mr. Larry Moore. Let me find his intro, his bio, and we get Larry on the mic so he can do his thing. Mr. Larry Moore is coming to you from the Tucson, Phoenix, Arizona poetry scene by way of Des Moines, Iowa. An undergrad in psychology and a master's in teaching with concentrations in English, theater, and rhetoric. Mr. Larry Moore is an educator, motivator, performer, and lover. Welcome, Brother Larry Moore. The stage is yours.
Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Appreciate y'all having me. Peace to the Des Moines scene. Peace, Lenny Bell. Peace, Say What Poetry, the Rhyme 360. Peace to the Tucson scene. Peace to y'all. Got a few poems. I am extremely excited. This COVID has just shot me dead when it comes to being on the stage. So I have been starving. Definitely appreciate y'all having me out here. So all I ever wanted to do was be a poet. Because all I ever actually wanted to be was free. And my father told me, son, when it gets to a point where you can hold it thin, you can stop being revolutionary. And I told him, Daddy, then I will write into eternity. Wrap the curves of infinity around the neck of conformity. With my words is the ionic bonds that connect the spices of life and the melodies. Abundant through ear canals, vibrating to root canals for jaw-shattering truths. Not for sale signs in the fine print, and they'll never know what hit them. Ha ha ha. Quick ones to the mind to refine and decline the confidence. Because my roots run deep. And if your roots can't seem to seep to the soil underneath, then I'll bust through the sheets of concrete. I am dopes, demolition, fresh flow daily, revision to transition, capillaries carry wisdom in them, and then my blood flows left to right. Poetry on a sideways lean that reads heavyweight to irrigate the seed in your ear that reads motivation so that your rib cage leaks A- every time your lips part to speak. If you rise to your feet, hands together, always seize the occasion. Give you vitamin D flow. Moon glow reciprocity. You can follow me because I be here to burn this thing to the ground and show you the true way with the smoke signal. So let's go. My roots run deep. Get it in here. We will do the next piece is a piece that I would always use to hype up my young people. I used to be a coach for the young people out in Des Moines, Iowa, and this was a piece that I wrote for them. So tonight you are here to get it, get free, get it, get free, get live, get sick and kick hope, son. Transfuse the scope of this dope, son, get some. Inch across this stage to find your sure fit. You open up your mouth and you pull out your poet because they cannot take this. This is yours. Those chairs is yours. This microphone is yours. As far as your mind can fathom, man, that's your stuff too. So if you choose to set the roof to roaring with hot molten metaphors, I'll manage the damage and the aftershock because you need this. You need to bleed your gifts. Let the tidal flow from the rift. Flip, light switch for positive, bottle the negative, cork it, and dispose of it. Open up your heart and you pull out your poet. Maybe we could transpose it, bring it up the octave and hold it, bring it down the third and unfold it. Since you have chosen to be spoken, silence is never golden said, words said, phrase catch, fireflies, crush, mold them, follow this poetry star you are beholding, big dip, dopeness, you choke myths of inferior tectonic shifts, you quake shit. You break hips to reform double jointed so they can flex those small minds of theirs to make the big picture fit. You've got big agendas, kid, not the least of which is to build monuments for the hopeless. You open up your soul and you pull out your poem. And eventually it will begin to sink in through the layers of sediment and into the roots of their food, the bonds of their groundwater too. I want you to try and recontaminate what this system has worked so hard to pollute so you can produce a recycled psyche for the use to cultivate and reuse. I want you to abuse these airwaves. You vibrate the author page of history books so that you can raise a riot from the graves of the motivated greats. You are so young, so fresh. Y'all are so motivated. Open up your mouth and show these people why you should be venerated. If you've got something to say, well, you should probably say something. Last poem, and the name of this joint is What's That? Wrote it a few years back when there was other turmoil going on, but what we find, unfortunately, as we watch time turn, the poems that we write about being hurt and about how they hurt us, they continue to be applicable. So this last joint is That's Us. Oh.
Take your time, brother, man. You got it.
Hey, let's end this. end like this. End with affirmation poem. If they are hearing this, well, you have already faded into the distance. And what we have here is nothing more than your affirmation. In the beginning, there was a pervasion of the word, and you were implicit in the verb. A scribbled charcoal insurrection of God particle, upheaval of deity and miracle, meaning you have divinity affixed to your double helix. You are universe remixed to empirical flesh of stardust. You have diamonds in your veins, your carbon atomic. A systematic catastrophe of a catalyst. You are black magic bottled on an easy rhetoric of daydreams. You are a jazz theme, corner of God's breast pocket, his heart throbbing. You are unfuckwitableness mixed with amazing. They are hearing this. You've already faded away. Your ashes to ashes, that dust to stars, you are solar flare. Surface of sun, a revolution by definition every morning. And what we have here, well, it's nothing more than your affirmation. Peace. Appreciate it.
Peace. Brother Larry Moore, thank you, sir. And I want to say quickly that I witnessed Larry Moore on the slam poetry scene in Iowa, and the brother was lighting up the stage every time. Good to see you and hear you, Brother Larry. All right, we're going to bring up another poet. She's new to the Black Poet Matters lineup, but definitely not new to poetry. Miss Tameika Smith has been writing poetry since her mother passed in 1996. She's a strong believer in it takes a village. She believes in the power of words, therefore she makes conscious efforts to speak the truth and speak life. Sister Tameika, the stage is yours. Welcome.
Peace, y'all. Thank you. This first piece is called Queen. First, I want to let y'all know, shout out to Expression Apparel for my shirt. I get my energy from my energy. And my energy comes from the energy in me, whether it's my gift, whether it's my God, or whether it's my gangster. That's where the energy comes from. I say I'm a queen. I recognize a king when I see him. He referenced me as the moon because he is the sun. He shines through me at times. Can't you see? You see, he love it when I call him king because he know I mean it. But when some of y'all say it, it sounds fabricated because you don't truly believe it when you say it. You see, you crown his head with premises and thoughts that this world seems to have on hold. But I insert jewels into his daily revelations of what's to come, but has yet to be told. You see, I am the earth and I cultivate the things that lay deep within him as a man. And here you are with any blinded dude, but quick to scream how that's your man. I say I'm a queen. I recognize a king when I see him. He referenced me as his moon because he is my sun. I reflect him. Can't you see him? Little girls are misinformed. You just don't understand the methodical effect I have on this man. But here you are thinking you a queen because you walk by with a fat ass. You see, the stability of my statue was built within my mind, and history will tell you this. We didn't get here by happenstance and accidents. Kings and queens, we were built for this. But this confused generation will have you really thinking you got the power to overturn your head of household. Keep on following all their misled ideas. They'll lead you straight to lose your soul. I say I'm a queen. I recognize a king when I see him. He referenced me as the moon because he is the sun. I reflect him. Can't you see it? Real queens out here battling the carnal misperceptions that entertainment has seemingly brought, rendering our most precious gifts, our kids, unable to be molded or taught. You see, I'm raising daughters to be real women of standard for true kings whose worth reaching. I tell them, look at mommy wounds and scars. They still bleeding for you, baby girl. Don't you hear what I'm preaching? I know I'm a queen. And I recognize a king when I see him. He referenced me as his moon because he is my sun. I reflect him. I know you see him. I'm a queen. That's my first piece. The second piece that I wrote was actually a reflective piece. It was a couple years ago, back when Mike Brown got killed in Ferguson. My nephew was a sophomore in high school, and he was dealing with a lot of things then, like not understanding how a young man who wasn't really in trouble or anything ended up in the situation that he was in. And at that time, he was trying to make a decision to go to another school, and they put a lot of pressure on him about the way he looked. They wanted him to cut his hair before he could come to their school because they wanted him to look a certain way. And he turned down that because he said, no matter what my hair looks like, I'm still the same person. And I wrote this piece as reflective on how, if I was him, how I would be feeling. I know you look at my outer appearance and assume that I'm a thug, a troublemaker, because there's a certain swag when I step through. But you don't truly know me, so stop assuming that you do. Stop expecting the worst and being blind to the truth. Truth being that on the inside, you really want me to be everything that you say I am, everything that society paints me to be, everything the system tried to mold me to be. Don't be afraid of my packaging and assume that I'm less worthy of successfully living this life, because I am worthy. Oh, but you feel as though if I'm on the streets walking with 3 or more, then I'm a threat, huh? But truth is, you'd rather me be there in study groups practicing for your SATs and eventually sitting in your Ivy League schools with 3 or more that look just like me, because that's the real threat. So don't act like it's not. Shoot. Say what you want and do what you will, but underneath this, I know who I am still. I'm a fighter battling every day, not only against the streets, but against some closest to me that have brought them to the lie of being a failure. I battle the ones I outshine athletically, who are more pissed off if I outshine them academically, and vice versa. I battle myself, who wants to fit in, but the me inside knows there's more to I than what meets the I have dreams of prospering that are inserted into nightmares of failing. I hear the voices of the past pushing me forward, along with voices of my past pulling me back. But you shoot your words of suffering and defeat, and they roll off your tongue as if it's dipped in honey so sweet, which is why so many of us swallow them. But I'm here to tell you that I'm equipped to shoot as well, slinging bullets of prayer, praise, and power that was given to me as a talent. I have full clips of motivational dream chasers, visionary men and women of all colors that believe in me, in us. My ammunition is simple. As long as I have these words to speak, think, and hear, I will shoot them in the universe every day. You will not stop me. So don't you try. Even if you kill my body, my soul will survive. You did not make me or understand what I'm meant to do. Therefore, you fear me, but still it's your choice to stop. Don't shoot. This last piece I want to leave y'all with is a reflective piece. And I'm always talking mirrors and brooms, mirrors and brooms. In order for us to make a change, we got to learn to take accountability first for what we need to do better. So I wrote a letter to legends of the past. Letters to legends. First off, let me apologize for my own shortcomings, for the many whips that whip your back that we relive every time we allow opportunity to slip away in excuses, for the many turn heads of shame that we ignite every time we scream a no snitch and scream until the knock is at our own door, for the failing mothers who are an embarrassment to the wailing mothers of children who will forever be mentally mounted from trees, for the piss poor fathers whose shameful stature only knows the weight of what he can sell, not understanding he's waiting for a sale that was tailor-made and assigned to him at his birth. For our children blindly maneuvering throughout the days because wisdom is few and far between in the families, but the televised broadcast system is molding them into what they should be. I apologize on behalf of us. for the many whips that whip your back. Every time we hang our heads in shame, as if strength isn't from whence we came, as if the shoulders of our men are broad without reason, as if lying to ourselves isn't considered spiritual treason, as if the barren limbs of our life and rotten fruit around our feet shows no season, as if the perception of the TV screen truly changes your reality, as if our ancestors wasn't scholars before a piece of paper qualified them, as if our fathers didn't make it home at night safely with the light of God guiding them, as if our communities didn't genuinely lend each other a helping hand, as if our girls and boys didn't look forward to being women and men, as if the feet of the slaves had a warranty on them up to a certain mile, as if being dark-skinned wasn't evidence presented at their trials. I apologize for my own contribution to the destruction of what our ancestors bled, sweat, cried, and died attempting to build. I write this letter to legends with hopes that accountability will help our people take heed to what was, is, and will always be real. We were made to be legends. Peace, family.
Peace, deep peace. Thank you, Sister Tameika. Wonderful set.
Thank you.
Full of a lot of conscious material. That's the Black Poet Matters, y'all. So up next, we're gonna return a couple of poets to make sure that this set is as full as it needs to be. So I'm gonna bring in back in Brother Charles White to the mic. Let me reintroduce Charles and get him going with Black Poet Matters for y'all's listening pleasure. Charles White lives in Rockford, Illinois, but was born and raised in New Orleans. He began performing poetry almost 30 years ago. He has won several poetry slams. In 2018, he won one of 6 prizes in the Rockford New Play Festival. He is married with 3 children. He is an English teacher at the Winnebago County Juvenile Detention Center. Lastly, he has several degrees, all concentrated in education. Brother Charles, the stage is yours.
Thank you for the introduction, Brother Chris. I appreciate that. Once again, it is a pleasure to be amongst all of the many great poets that are currently on this set to speak about the things that matter to us and to the world. This first piece that I'm reading is based on what happened to George Floyd in Minneapolis back on Memorial Day, titled Badge of Blood, speaking on the hate that has to be in someone's heart to do what they did to that man on that day on the streets of Minneapolis. Badge of blood. Rage bubbles and stings. Your blackness I hate. It negates humanity. Nothing but a bug squashed under oppression. Hands resting in pocket. You want to punch his ticket? Hand him to death and the afterlife? Badge sitting on chest, shimmers with blood. Slave catcher, nigger hater, eyes black with evil, a well deep and dark, no feeling, no remorse, pushing life out, crushing a human being to the ground. I bet you hear hounds baying, chains rattling, like your slave holding ancestors, relishing in his death, staring into other eyes, who scream, stop, you're killing him. Man begs for what we all hold dear, a fucking breath. I can't breathe under the weight, dying slowly on the inside. Why? I am George Floyd and so many others. Okay, and my next piece is a poem that is dedicated to my wife. It's titled Blues Man, Met a Reggae Queen. I love the blues. I was raised on it by my mother. And my wife is a huge fan of reggae. A blues man met a reggae queen. Deep in the blueness of his soul, he spotted her. She was wrapped in a bright fabric, a Jamaican sunset, eyes shimmered, a sandy beach in the moonlight. Hair curls bounced with each step of well-formed hips. Clothes glided over her form like ocean waves. She quenched a deep thirst in the blues man. He fell into endless eyes, deep like guitar riffs. Melodic sounds escaped coconut brown lips. Hums and bebops caressed the blues man. He imagined the warmness of her waiting arms. He called to her. She turned, caught a glance of his soft, pleading eyes. He swept the guitar from his back, whispered, "Please sit with me." Nestled in the sand, his fingers told stories through guitar strings, and together shared the music in their souls. My next piece is titled Ode to Her Blackness. This dedication to all Black women all over the world and their constant struggle and their constant triumph as they move about the world. Her blackness permeates her soul. It's bold and beautiful and fulfills the universe. Hips birth the world and cause nations to unfurl at her feet. Took the whip as babies stolen away and sold deeper into slavery. Feet dusty with the soil of cotton fields, hoping for freedom to become real. Jim Crow flaps his wings as mothers and sisters march into history. Don't give up bus seats to beat segregation and create integration. It's an ode to her blackness, a majesty beyond measure we must treasure and treat even better. My last piece is a poem about my hometown of New Orleans. Several years ago, you remember Hurricane Katrina, 15 years ago, devastated the Crescent City and was left alone for 4.5 days by the federal government as people suffered and languished in horrible conditions like they were refugees. So I wrote this poem titled The No Love Lost New Orleans Blues for the city that nurtured me and turned it and helped me become the man that I am. A cry spread across the Gulf that New Orleans was gone, engulfed in a flood of water and despair. Lost to the winds of memory is my home, stripped and looted to the bone. Help came too late and predicted everyone's fate. The birthplace of the blues was now just that, filled with painful wails like guitar whips and Delta blues. The No Love Lost New Orleans Blues, a town whose love never had to choose. Boy, oh boy, what a city I did lose, singing the No Love Lost New Orleans Blues. Entire families washed away in a single day. Nothing left but the clothes on their backs. Traditions going down the drain like rain, pain filling veins while the flow of tears could not be tamed. The fact that everything was gone could not be changed. The No Love Lost New Orleans Blues, a town whose love never had to choose. Boy, oh boy, the city I did lose, singing the No Love Lost New Orleans Blues. Fats cries out that he is walking to New Orleans. My soul wants to follow him there. To stroll the streets of my home is a memory of what it was. Domino falls in my mind like rain, singing his song that he is walking home, but now it's filled with dead bodies. Now ain't that a shame? The No Love Lost New Orleans Blues, a town whose love never had to choose. Boy, oh boy, the city I did lose, singing the No Love Lost New Orleans Blues. Stories drifted of survival of the Great Flood, tales that place hope in lost souls. A man pushed his truest love in a shopping cart from a house stinking with infested waters. A young hustler found a truckload of starch and escaped his certain fate. A man was pulled from the putrid, filthy claws of death with hammer knocks and yells of salvation. The No Love Lost New Orleans Blues, a town whose love never had to choose. Boy, oh boy, the city I did lose, sing the No Love Lost New Orleans blues. Katrina sucked the life from New Orleans like a transatlantic vampire, knocked over floats and scattered beads, covered mammary glands and killed red beans, to occasion draw from tongues, scattered the Crescent City and rooted the true Big Easy in Midwestern towns and frigid northern cities. The No Love Lost New Orleans blues, a town whose love never had to choose. Boy, oh boy, the city I did lose. Sing the No Love Lost New Orleans blues. Promises had been pushed from political lips that New Orleans would rise like the phoenix from the fire. It would burn with children's laughter again. Crawfish boys and fish fries will scent the lower nine once more. Jazz will whine from clubs. Blues maestros will strum tunes and holler their pain from overflowing throats. We will survive, though beefs and floats. Party till dawn because of being in the river, but once again have its crown, jewel, and charm. Thank you.
All right, Brother Charles, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate those memories about New Orleans. I've been there several times in the past few years, and it's a city that I do love myself and got some fams in the Louisiana area, so I feel you, bro.
Oh, thank you, yep.
All right, y'all, we're gonna head back to Sister Econzi. Econzi Musa is a mother poet who works avidly in the community, assisting with resources, skills, and employment. She started putting her matters to paper over 25 years ago and watched her writing grow like blooms in pen. In 2010, Econzi was a featured artist in rhythm and rhymes, Fresno, California. Born in Fresno, California, she is a longtime resident of Oakland, California. After an extensive break, she is returning to the scene without apology. Sister Econzi, the stage is yours.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our matters. Today is a birthday blessing for my niece, Princess T. Happy birthday. And it's also my father's birthday. He's been gone 23 years now, and tonight was the first night that I shared a poem for him. It's entitled, My Gift Called Dad. I am grateful for my father. For him, I was truly blessed. He returned into my life, gave love freely and nothing less. It's amazing that we were so much alike, though we had spent years apart. Though stationed overseas, he was ever near my heart. For 4 years, I knew him and treasured his lessons and love. He exemplified what a strong man looked like with faith in God above. A master sergeant, son, husband, father, brother, and friend. Soulful vegetarian, always lending a helping hand. Never bragging about it, y'all, just being a man. On our final winter, before my dad transitioned at the age of 42, he woke me with breakfast in bed saying, I want to be the first man to do this for you. Thank you for setting the standard in the short span of time that we had. It is an honor and blessing Yah gifted you, John Harris, as my dad. I'd like to dedicate the next poem to the Black man of the whole diaspora, my son, my father, my stepfather, my brothers, cousins, you name it. Such blessings. We hear too many negativities, so this is for you. His spirit is pure by the force of Yahweh's refining fire. Once on the path of righteousness, he can only go higher. Intuitive, spiritual, masculine, and down to earth in his rightful season of a rebirth. O African man, envy of all mankind, stand firm. Your queen knows your plight. and will assist you with all her might. As the leaf of a tree nurtures the root and the root nurtures the leaf, let our works together be the cause of strength and sustenance to this family tree. There's just something about my beautiful African man with the strongest bloodline deeply rooted in the motherland. From the darkest of berries, oh so sweet, to the milkiest of chocolate one could seek. Your eyes are like fire, your nose broad and strong. For those who can't see it, something's gotta be wrong. Gorgeous, you truly are. I love the kinks on your head, creating your natural crown. Even the tight coils springing from your beard towards the ground. There's just something about my beautiful African man. Come to think of it, it's greater than what meets the eye or the hand. The boat I missed. We may have all encountered it at one point in time where something came into our lives and we didn't see it or recognize it for what it was until later. Here it goes. You are like the book that stood unopened for 15 years, containing far more than I could have ever anticipated. The depth of your chapter speaks volumes to my soul, hidden truths untold yet bold. The diamond in the rough, I wish I had known better. Can't judge a book by its cover. We could have been stronger together. So it goes. Now that I've gained insight on your story and see the boat that I missed, I can still learn from the book, the lessons, and the glimpse of bliss. Double standard. How could your chosen ones forget all of your provisions? How you saved and protected us and gave clarity on decisions. Yah, you alone are our saving grace. To call upon any other was the utmost disgrace. Israel will never rise so long as the double standard lures our eyes. Never lose sight that Yakai, Yakai, Yakai. Hearken to this, O house of Jacob, who are called by the name of Israel. Praise the Almighty Yah and do it without fail. His mercy has endured throughout all generations. Don't take it for granted, we are the greater of the nations. When we love and care for others, we expect it back. So why would we give to the Most High a love that is slack? He is worthy of all the glory, honor, love, and praise. Abiding by his commandments, Yah will lengthen our days. Israel, remember, we are the apple of Yahweh's eye. And no matter what we face, Yakai, Yakai, Yakai. For the final poem, titled Please Forgive. As my eyes finally opened to your truth, the shame came pouring down like rocks on a tin roof or tooth. You alone brought us out of bondage and set us in a high place. Then your children put other gods in your space. Please forgive our iniquities from then until now. Bless us in future generations to solely acknowledge your crown. O Yah Elohim, the time is now. For what we've done, I know we aren't worthy, but your mercy and love ever returns us back to thee. Praise the Most High for the covenants with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, being our saving grace, causing Israel to wake up. In your commandments, we are whole. Without them, we are lost. May we ever surrender to your will, lest we pay the full cost. On bended knee, we give thanks and praise that you choose to forgive. Guided under your laws, we will truly live. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Econzi, for that wonderful set. Definitely honest and full of a lot of diamonds and jewels in the words. All right, up next, y'all, we're gonna bring up Brother Burnett Coburn, who is a poet, student of Oberlin High School and Edna Manley College of the Performing Arts in Jamaica. His first attempt at publishing was at age 11 when he submitted his first novel to a New York publisher. Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding is his first attempt, the first step in that direction. Brother Burnett, the stage is yours. Oh, we can't hear you, brother. Still can't hear you.
How about that?
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good evening, brothers and sisters. Thank you, my brother, for this lovely introduction. Thank you for the people who are watching, listening, participating. I am slightly under the weather, but happy to be in a room full of poets tonight. So we, Black Poets Matter, and we're dealing tonight with Black Poet Matters, and we're gonna get right into it. Where we are today as a people, we're moving towards full redemption, total freedom, and all of that. But I can't help but reflect on what would have happened if the land my brother, dub poet Uko Unura, refers to as the Dark Continent, and we most often call Africa, had not been invaded and our people had not been taken away from that particular area of land. So I thought about the term preemptive strike, and it came to me that we should have killed the first one. We should have killed the first ones who stepped ashore, cockshore, murdered the motherfuckers who stepped ashore, cockshore, sunshine, spotlit, targeted heads like lasers hunt them, exploded hearts mercilessly, run them through with assegais, thrown them in a kukumaka and met junker, nyam them, torn them limb from limb like fractions. We should have killed the first ones. We should have killed the first ones who stepped ashore, cockshore with bluster, excommunicated, starving, wind-blown savages, sick. Push them over the edge like swine. No missionary coming after, no traders to corrupt us, no current, no crescent outside of Africa's yellow sun to darken our precious shores. We should have killed the first ones who stepped ashore. We should have killed the first ones who stepped ashore to darken our precious shores. Run, deceitful conqueror, run. Run, deceitful conquerors, run. I got burn Babylon down. Kaboom! Burn, Babylon, burn. We should have killed the first ones who stepped ashore. Eliminated epidemics before they started. Mentally nuke masochists, those fucking asses, peddlers of debt, pushers of trinkets and beads. We should have killed the first ones. Murdered saints and demons alike, sent them to hell. We saw no devils before them. No apple-eating Satan to avoid. Profiteers bearing trouble came hard. Then our lives changed with the birth of the village policeman. We should have killed him too. Yet we know that history cannot be undone. We had no handguns to repel invaders, nor incinerators to disappear devils, dragging crosses behind them. We should have given them saltpeter instead of water, poisoned selected springs to slake their conquerors' thirst, slashed strings, taut throats with hooked knives, heated sharpened spears to pierce gullets of hate. We should have stoned them with diamonds. We should have massacred the first ones who stepped ashore, dirted our onshore with their liars' legacy. Then there would be no more. And instead of fighting, we'll be singing praise poems. We should have killed the first ones who stepped ashore. Now, my brother Asa Thomas said that poets cannot lie. And I've listened to some really stunning work here this evening. I'd like to move from the place of invasion to the place where we are today. But every time we open our mouths to speak about our conditions, we're told that we should shut our mouths because slavery is in the past. Yet we didn't get our 40 acres and the mule, and we still haven't gotten the reparations that we must get one day. So I'm saying I should be able to speak my pain into the crevasses of the universe, blurt my hurt into the north wind, and listen to it reverberate from the canyons of tomorrow without seeking your permission. I should be able to breathe, to shriek, cry, curse, shout at the top of my voice, uncensored facts historically correct, without the term hate mongering affixed, without you taking offense and trying to dish me dirt. Your claim of innocence is a fraud-filled, topped up and running over. Not guilty, you said? You had no hand, played no part in the capture of my land, the rape of my mothers, the looting of our treasures, no boot in your criminal grandfather and grandma did though. And you say you're innocent, I say you're not. I say you had nothing before benefiting from my family's destruction, nothing but nothing before this massive global transfer of wealth, nothing but nothing. Why are you so insistent on designing my destiny, telling me what to say, how to feel, how to protest your predatory actions? Why are you so hell-bent on silencing my soliloquy? Let me speak. My extreme pain is mine to bear and bear. Yours to witness in silence. You forfeited all rights when you enslaved me. Let me speak. I have all right to do so. No, we're not just here to speak about revolution and fighting and all of that, but we must do so. And then if we fight, it's only natural that we expect to win. So I'm moving it further. I'm going to tell you a story that happened, well, not a story, this is factual. It happened about 2 weeks ago. A strong wind came through Brooklyn and blew a tree limb in front of the building in which I lived. It blocked the road for about 4 or 5 days. And I had to draw into myself and reflect, because a year ago, I wrote a poem about a strong wind blowing through Brooklyn. And I talked about a tree limb that blocked the road in front of my building. I didn't know I was calling it to being. And I had to say to myself, what would have happened if I had said the tree limb killed someone? So I know the poets cannot lie, and the poets must speak the future into being. Here we go. We shall win. We shall win. We shall win. We shall win. There's no doubt in my mind that one day African people will walk in the sunshine, will leave the clouds behind, send our children to school without wondering if the system will turn them into fools. Worse, send them to school without wondering if our babies will end up bleeding on the sidewalks of Babylon's bloody empire. We hope our children will not end up as self-sabotaging tools, instruments of oppression, instruments of our own destruction. We shall win. We could sit and cry, use wishful thinking with our hands clasped in prayer behind our backs while we continue to die, yet we chose to fight, walk the pitted path of resistance, that bone-strewn path where bleached bones lie and broken bottles cut our bare feet. We shall win. Because every time I feel like giving up, another star rises. Every time there is the assassination of a Nipsey or a Sandra or a little Bobby Hutton, 10,000 others rise to take their place. And all I have to say at this moment, with total and irrefutable confidence, is we shall win. We must win. I'm going to change the pace a little bit and go to my book of poems called Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding that was written in tribute to Black women. I love Black women. I make no apologies for that. I came from a Black mother. I've always been surrounded by Black women. So Black women, we love you. Here we go. I'm going into Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding. And this is how I see our Black women. We have dreams. I have dreams. It said, I dream of honey, tip, 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 tipping, drip, 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 dripping, single file from overripe lips, yours. I dream of honey, thick, rich, molasses sweet, tender kisses in abundance. I yearn for you, want you, need you like Sunday's rice and peas steamed in coconut milk. I see Camelot, love-filled Sundays, filtered rays on moon nights, kaleidoscoping. I thrive, accepting presents, gifts on Tuesdays. Then I look, lick, taste, then scream, hallelujah! This must be heaven. I am reborn, woman, dreaming of you. I wish to kiss you once, twice, maybe 3 times. Nibble earlodes, inhale ambrosia, savor musk, whisper your name between heart quakes and ear gulps and ring and rising loin hunger. I confess, this moment's hardening extension is a connector of fires, desires, and birthday passions. I wish to taste you. Experience for myself your gifts. Put arms around and squeeze you, just you tightly. I wish to feel your love, fresh, vibrant, pulsing, human, alive, under colors, designer dresses and pants, hot. Feel your heart beating, streaming, speaker box communication in concert hall resonance. I feel you leaning into me, feeding my desires, stroking my fires, pushing, 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 push, baby, push, 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 then pull as I yield completely. You are magnet, strong, purposeful, overpowering. I struggle in vain. I must yield, be captured, enraptured, become completely yours before daylight forms sleep. I'm going to read one last poem. And again, I thank you for the opportunity of being here. I welcome it. This is somewhat my signature poem, and it's called Ebony Brown. They call her Ebony Brown, but she's Black. Sweet Java summer sunshine, equatorial gem of the rarest kind. She walks on hot coals, radiating heat and light, compressing cosmos into desktop globes. She sends fire blazing across Babylon, burns Rome to the ground. Men and women bow before her and attempt uselessly to hide evil deeds and malicious intents. They call her Ebony Brown, but she is Black. I lick her fingertips in time to the drumbeat of my heart. Sweet, sticky sauces satisfy midnight cravings. Hot pepper treats, the night food of somnambulist, feed billions. Fire gushes, exploding from a bottomless well of silence. Something stirs deep inside me. She feeds my conflagrations with perfume kindling. This ancient modern woman, Miss Ebony Brown, they call her Ebony Brown, yet she's Black. Ebony Brown, this mystical magician, author of my multicolored meanderings, makes all things beautifully Black. Silence explode into odes as she stokes the volcanoes of my universe. Vesuvius pales into insignificance. Kilimanjaro rocks to the music of her exhalations. Victoria Falls fall in abeyance. genuflecting nuns and prostrate priests in dire need of resurrection cry. And I, humbled and satiated, smile the smile of the forever blessed. They call her Ebony Brown, but I know she is Black. That's it, family. Thank you.
Thank you, fam. Appreciate it, Brother Coburn. Thanks for those positive vibrations and the honesty about the Black woman.
We love her, man. We have no choice.
No choice, indeed, indeed.
100%.
Salute. All right, y'all. After that fine set, we'll welcome Sister Crystal Cauley. Crystal Cauley is a native of Henderson, North Carolina, and she has the first Black art exhibition in her city in March 2019. Crystal founded the Black Business Network of Western North Carolina and Black History Collective of Henderson County, North Carolina, Hendersonville County, North Carolina. On June 11th, Crystal had a panel that addressed racial disparities that was successful. Crystal defines herself as a cultural trailblazer and desires to bring unity to her city. Crystal, the stage is yours.
Thank you. The theme of my poems tonight is, of course, kings and queens. And I will do a piece about Ahmaud Arbery that I had written back in May. And then also a piece about Black museums. We are kings and queens of the Aboriginal gene, God's chosen people from the beginning and to the end. Black love and Black power will forever win. We are not cursed people from any dark sin. I know my knowledge that is instilled within. My Black conscious poetry, lyrically and beautifully versed, promoting wisdom that those that put us last will see us rise and we shall be first. My next poem, I titled it Probable Cause, and it was written for Ahmaud Arbery, who died February 23rd, 2020, at the young age of 25, a young Black king. My eyes will not rest till justice is served for 2 shots to the chest, executed for jogging while Black, 3 guilty of the attack, murderers, lynched in hate, chased like bait, protesting the killer's fate. The spiritual ancestors are crying due to the senseless dying. Videotapes are not lying. Executed for jogging while Black. Due to the color of his skin, asking myself, when can we ever win? Divided America, 'tis of thee, sweet country of whose liberty? Land where my greatest grandfathers' souls have died. Land where our African enslaved grandmothers cried. From the hills of Georgia's mountainsides, Ahmaud Arbery's name shall ring. Brunswick, Georgia, you are the test. While millions of eyes will not rest till justice is served for 2 shots to the chest.
Yes, yes.
My next poem is called Black Museum, and I have a dream to open up a museum in my city, and I'm from Henderson County, North Carolina. I live in a predominantly white city that has made it an intention not to have any visibility for us as African American people. And I have also made it my business to tell the stories of my African ancestors and those that came before me by using oral history which is a tradition that we use to pass down through generations. I'm going to use those oral stories that I grew up with, and I'm going to use artwork as a way to interpret those stories. So that's some work that I'm doing in my city. And this is titled Black Museum. I also collaborated with Christopher Sims on a poem that's similar to this. Exhibited spaces decorated with African faces, with ancestral whispers heard in halls, with statues of the Oba from Nigeria standing tall. My African history painted and displayed on walls, carved by the Ashanti, painted beautifully. The round brown carved mask stares culture at me. Kente fabric, layered and draped, symbols painted on indigo mudcloth, messages of how we escaped. Boga baskets made of elephant grass of all shapes. The African, the African Museum tells a story of the crowned kings and queens and all of our glory. The rich land of diamonds and gold, the cradle of civilization must be told. My people were brought over here to Babylon and sold. Exhibited spaces decorated with African faces, with ancestral whispers heard in halls. I walk through the gallery and see reflections of me, the beautiful and magnificent history. Sorry, I'm not finished. I'm sorry, I have to scroll down.
Take your time, sister, take your time.
I'll start with the last part. Exhibited spaces decorated with African faces, with ancestral whispers heard in halls. I walk through the gallery and see reflections of me, the beautiful and magnificent history. We can teach our children for the future generations and all to see that with preservation and education, we can build a stronger Black nation. Thank you.
Weeping and now wailing tonight.
Thank you, sister. Crystal, appreciate it. Thanks for those vocals, Brother Coburn, no doubt. Moving on, let's bring in Brother Ras Osagyefo to the stage. Brother Ras Osagyefo is a Jamaican-born poet. He has performed all over from Africa to England. He is the author of a book of poems titled Songs of Osagyefo, Chanting Down Babylon. He presently resides in Brooklyn, from where he watches the world as it goes around in cycles. The stage is yours, brother.
Yes, 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 yes. You all hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm full. So maybe I can just pass my slot to the next person because, boy, everybody, you know? Bert, we should have killed them. All right. I love that one, brother. I love that one. I love everything that I've heard so far. I love everything, you know? So I'm just going to start with a piece that say, I can hear the words of the Rastaman sing, oh children. Babylon, your throne gone down, gone down. Babylon, your throne gone down. And the word of Rastafari came unto I and I, man, saying, son of man. Right, I and I poem about the storm of life and how you fight to stay afloat in it when the world around you was sinking in a sea of oppression. Tell I and I about the fountain of love that flows from the depths of your being when darkness overshadows your horizon. Tell I how you kill pain and sadness to stop them from polluting your joy. And how you cast out the burden of sorrow with fruits of laughter from the garden of your bliss. Tell I how you mend your broken heart with hope from butterfly wings, and how you dry your teardrops in the sunshine to prevent them from drowning your soul. Tell I about the glory of Jah Rastafari, like you were talking about yourself. Show I the essence of beauty that can only be seen in the reflection of your eyes. Tell I how you search creation for truth and found out that you were treasure's secret, and how you wrestle with the cosmic serpent of your mind all the way back to the wellspring of the divine. Tell I how you walk on the tightrope of life between good and evil and kept your balance with clandestine faith in this new age capitalistic whirlwind. Tell I how you dance with the devil without losing your groove, and how you respect your brothers and your sisters, though you did not share their lifestyle, their politics, or their views. Tell I how you embrace demons to overcome your fears, sip holy communion with doubt, break bread with disbelief, lie like hell to gain access back into the Garden of Eden. Tell I how you swam upstream like a salmon to achieve your dreams, ignoring the voices telling you were going in the wrong direction, and how you cut a new path to the wilderness of life when you couldn't find one to fulfill your mortal destination. Tell I how you convert your ego into your religion. Walk 10,000 miles with a boy named Lucifer to save a fallen star from perdition. Tell I how you forgive Satan and free the seventh spirit of Adam and Eve from eternal damnation. Tell I how you befriend and made plan with death to sail you across the threshold of eternity to continue this journey. And how you stood unafraid in the dark, praying for the unborn that they will all make it back into the light of the celestial dawn. Tell I how you kept your sanity when your children forgot your name. And though you cry 40 days and 40 nights to wash away the stains of humanity when no one noticed, the rainbow was painted on a psychedelic colored curtain to hide your soul in emotion. Son of man, tell I how you will inspire the leaves of mahogany and cedar trees to shine, and teach them how to shapeshift into fireflies to illuminate the celestial paradise, going blind. Son of man, right time I appoint to resurrect the dead, give sight back to the blind, heal the cripple, set the captive free, make your world sing a bittersweet poetic melody so that even the angels of Mount Zion will once again be able to sing. We are not knocking on heaven door. I said we're not knocking on heaven door. Jah Rastafari. That is my attempt at spirituality, because I noticed a lot of the last session we had, a lot of spiritual points were there, giving praises to the Most High, you know, especially from the Hebrew brothers and sisters, and also, you know, so that is my attempt. Bert already shot them fight for me, so I'm gonna leave it at that. All right. So the next piece, another theme that I hear is my sister them, the poem that my sisters read. Uplift the black man, you know, uplift the black man. And Bert already did that, and Charles did that. Hey Charles, I love the piece, you know, with the jazz, blues meet reggae. I love that piece, beautiful piece, Charles. All right, so this piece is my attempt at celebrating the black woman. Can't do justice like how Bert do it, but it's like, I saw the skies in its original color for the first time in 6,000 years last night, black and shimmering with starlights. And suddenly I realized that I could break through these invisible bars. I know now that I can tear down these Babylonian walls and shake myself free from these fetters by chanting Jah Rastafari at these demonic oppressors. And I owe it all to you, my dear. I owe it all to you, my love. You, the mother of creation, who have clothed yourself in the flesh as a daughter of Zion, risking your glory in this wretched land to once again take my trembling hands, teaching me how to see through these eyes of flesh. So now I can surf this demonic web without a .com address. You, my mother, who birthed me, nurtured me, suckled me, then sat quietly as I lost, ransacked, and made a mockery of your body, because you knew that one day I would wake up and understand the equation that E equal everything in this global square is but an illusion, and this earth is but a grain of sand upon which you plant the Garden of Eden. And though I have spit upon it with profanity, never once did you stop loving me, even when I left it to become Satan's whore, prostituting myself on the street that lead to religious doors, giving my will and dominion over to pious pimp. Now this place that I thought was paradise has grown stink, not from dead flesh or foul breath, but from vain imagination, because I didn't know that it was my thought that brought shit fit into creation. But now you have shown me that I am the creator of my pain and my misery, that my worst enemy is this beast within me, that my oppressors are my own children, but because of sparing the rod I have spoiled them. Now they stand round and about me, thinking they're God, waving their red, their white, and their blue flag after taking all that I thought that I had, reducing I, who was born a prince, into a mere frog. So now, no long overdue, I have come to say thank you for bringing me back to my true being and for teaching me what life truly means. In 3 days, you have raised me from the dead, embracing me once again to your nipples to be fed the Christ energy from your holy of holy. May you please forgive me for the many times that I have raped you and for all the crucifixions that I have put you through because of these mental chain wrapped around my brain. I didn't know that I am was also my name, but you have washed me clean from these Babylonian bloodstain, and so now I feel like I'm born again. I feel like I'm born again. So now, though long overdue, I have come to say thank you. I have come to say thank you, thank you, thank you, my sisters, thank you. Yes, I can't do justice like Bert, but that was an attempt, all right? So, nothing are going on in the world, and I think we are at a critical crossroad in our Yoruba and spiritual society. They always talk about the crossroad. If you hear about, like a lot of the bluesmen from back in the day, they will always say they went to the crossroad to make some deal and all of them things. Well, to get out of this quagmire that we're in, we have to go make some serious deal with the spirit within us. We're gonna have to go back to that crossroad, face the devil and say, look, we're not afraid of you, and do what we have to do and pass. So I'm gonna end with a piece. It's a piece that His Majesty Haile Selassie did at the United Nations in 1963. And for those of you, I said it the last time, but I think it's important to echo. I was watching an interview with Linton Kwesi Johnson today, and he was asked about the poetry that he wrote, and he said, and why did he write about current event? And he said, no, I was documenting what was happening because as Black people, we must document now, so this way, 1,000 years from now, our children will not have to ask what happened. We have to document it, and the greatest documentary of history right now are poets, And if we call them the jelly in Africa, if it wasn't for them telling the stories and handing it down, down to their children, down, carving it on the walls, they would have succeeded in telling us that we emerged from monkeys. So big up to our ancestors, can't go nowhere without them, all right? So the problems we face today are without precedent. They have no counterpart within the human experience. Men have been searching the pages of history for generation after generation, trying to find a solution, but have yet to come to a conclusion. So what then is our ultimate challenge? Where are we to look for our survival to escape this deadly pilgrimage? Where can we seek for answers to questions that have never been asked? To whom do we turn to lead us out of this darkness? First, we must look to the Most High God, Jah Almighty, who have raised us above the animals and have endowed us with intelligence and reasoning ability. We must put our faith, our hope, and our trust in Him, so He will not desert us out here in this wilderness of pollution and sin, or permit mankind to destroy us, whom He has created in His own image since the days of old. And then we must look deep within the depths of our souls, and we must become something that we have never been, something for which our education, environment, and experience have ill prepared us. We must become members of a new race, overcoming petty prejudice, owing our allegiance, not just to nationality, but to our fellow man and woman within the human community. I say, can you hear the voice of Rastafari calling, saying, my children, my children, my children, my children, my children, my children, will you please listen? Will you please listen? Yeah, the revolution will not be televised. See? Blessed. Thanks for this opportunity. One blessed love to one and all. All right.
Scene. One of my favorite poets of all time, Gil Scott Heron, no doubt. Guys just told me how to get one of them t-shirts, bruh.
Yeah, man. When you come to New York, I'll make sure you get one.
Bet.
All right, blessings.
Blessings. All right, give thanks to Brother Ras' set, beautiful, empowering set. Black Poet Matters, and those are definitely his matters. So up next, we'll bring up Sister CJ Empress Lane. Let me bring up her bio. Meet performance artist, poetic activist, author, motivational speaker, and Mother Empress Poetry. Barbados born in Brooklyn, New York bred. This culturally rich and diverse combo gives her a creatively unique edge, color palette, and a horizon-wide canvas. Empress Poetry cleverly weaves language and molds character through the power of the pen. Her signature performance poetry captures the delicate intricacies of life. All right, sister, your stage, your mic.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It is indeed an honor to be back here again tonight. So well, last month's show, I paid homage to our brothers, and then Kamala got nominated as VP, and the sisters came on the fire. So my set tonight is dedicated to my sisters. I'm gonna speak to and for us tonight. My first piece is entitled Lioness Arise. Your roar has been minimized to a purr. Darkness deafens your light. Your dreams have been stolen by the fears that nurtures your plights. Lioness, arise. Rise like the beautiful sun that greets you from the skies. Let your light shine so bright it burns your enemy's eyes. Show your strength in all that you do. Release the weaknesses of your past. Allow the Creator to use you. Use your jewel filled with wisdom, overflowing knowledge from the crown. Show the world why you should never be held down. You are a lioness. Now rise. Your dreams and purpose deflect the threats of your demise. Traps have been set. There's false premise of promise. Delusions of grandeur all sealed with the Judas kiss. You've been broken, we all have. You've been lied to, so have I. Dwelling deep inside of us is what we need to survive, dig, discover inner goals. Find what you need in order to free your soul. Let your destiny be your prey. Stalk elevation every day. You've got to fight for the honor of your pride. Stop licking your wounds and allowing yourself to be pushed aside. Your cubs are watching, and so is the rest of your lair. As a natural born leader, you must devour your fears. Don't become endangered in this jungle we call life. You are all queens, lioness, arise. Okay, that's my tribute to my sisters. We've come under serious fire for the way that we think, the way that we feel. And tonight, I just, implore everyone to just charge it to my heart. Charge it to my heart, see. I've got a lot of love to give, and I've had to learn to be selective because my heart was being treated like an elective class, like an option, like a break glass only an emergency caution, like the product of a failed abortion, loved only because I fought to be loved. Charge it to my heart because my mind came along in protest, trying to save the beat in my chest from becoming boxed. Keeping faith as a key to the shackles. Common rage built up from being caged, protecting me from being attracted to rejection. Engaged to destruction and deception, married to subjection. Preventing me from syncing my future with my past or seeing my present through filtered glass. Applying makeup that won't last because eventually every foundation starts to crack. Charge it to my heart because my soul took flight in search of her mate and found herself. She took the heat and repurposed it for love. Like a gardener, she used the manure to fertilize a better harvest. She lived season to season, striving always to be her best. Sometimes failing her assignment, but she will always pass the test with flying colors. Charge it to my heart because despite the many breaks, it keeps on ticking. And then you came along like glue and I tried sticking. Pieces and particles together in effort to show you me in completion. Hiding flaws and discrepancies in my composition, unlike many sculptors who just chipped away. You helped me with remolding and placed me on display. By flaws and imperfections, filled voids and offered suggestions. Instead of insisting, I became who you thought I should be. You showed me love in its rarest purity, without limitation. So charge it to my heart, for I will forever love you. I will forever be grateful and appreciate the things you do. Forever I am faithful. Forever I am true. Forever my loyalty is assigned to you. Instead of seeing bruises, you saw the beauty beyond my stars. When I couldn't even see my name in ink, you showed to me in the stars. You told me I was fabulous. You told me I was great. I listened to the words you spoke and knew that it was fate. It was meant for me to love you and for you to love me too. It was meant for me to go through so it could all bring me to you. I don't regret my journey. I don't regret my choice. I look at you and all I know is you bring me joy. Just charge it to my heart and know my credit is good. My approval comes from a trusted source. God said through him I could. I'll admit that I'm not perfect. He is still working on me, yeah. I'll promise that through thick and thin, I'll stand with you, I will. I confess I sometimes question if your love is what I deserve. And there are times that I am amazed at how much you invest in my work. So I'll continue to pay interest. My passion ignited number is 143. Anytime you need to deposit or withdraw, just come to me and charge it to my heart. That's that piece. My final piece, I think a lot of the division that we find between Black men and Black women today is simply because we don't see each other. So this is my attempt. This piece is called See Me. Can you see me? I looked behind the flame and found my soul. Pushed past the debris of a past never to be retold or repeated. It's not that I have a hard head, but the philosophies my ancestors were fed makes me feel like a product of inbred fear. I looked inside to see what others see when they see me standing here. Do they just see dark skin and nappy hair? Or do they recognize the bronzen armor of a warrior designed to win? Do they catch a glimpse of the goddess within my melanin popping so they see my power illuminating? I found it both scares and intrigues them. I wonder, when they say my hair is ugly, is it because their version of beauty pales in comparison to mine? See, I carry the wisdom of my forefathers intertwined in my follicles. My hair like wool proves I am the original, and that's biblical. Do they see me at the worst, or is it the fact that I am the first? Like Genesis says, in the beginning, Black was everything. Another one of the biblical facts they keep overlooking. Behind closed doors, they adore my wide hips and fat ass. They watch like it's a map and they're trying to trace their past. They yearn to know more about me, but fair if they get to know me, they would find they are the peasants in the presence of royalty. They crave my thick lips and ample breasts that has fed many of their generations. They desperately want to explore the caves that carried and bore many nations. The last pages of their books might be proof that the truth has always been distorted. Now it's their mission to see our future aborted. I see they would rather work hard to erase than to succumb and to embrace these revelations. So I'm asking you, brother, can you see me? I am the feminine energy needed for anything to survive, so they make it hard to stay alive. I am endangered. I am also in danger of being ripped apart by my own, beaten to death in my very own home, or robbed and raped in the streets where there is no justice and no peace. I shouldn't have to fight for rights or for you to acknowledge that my life matters. I am not a feminist, but my feminineness should be enough to compel you to protect me as I am compelled to protect you. I am created to love you through good and bad, you're all I have to depend on. I look to you to be a leader, oh, even though I don't need to be led. But side by side, when you and I ride, we are rulers. Hand in hand, we raise winners. We are jungle flowers growing through concrete, fertilized by lies, persecution, and deceit, stolen, pruned, and replanted in contaminated soil. Given equality as a roadmap on a quest to be destroyed, I don't have to be Ford to figure out the equation. I know the formula is subject to revision. We, the majority, consider the minority. That's that trigonometry they applied. They divided us to weaken us, but instead we multiplied. So now they use the arm of justice, serve just as cold as ice sourced in Michigan. Gun laws supported so the supremacists can have their fun. Spewing bigotry and hate under the mantra, we're gonna be great again. I am your sister, your lover, your friend. And I think that we too can be great again. All we have to do is see that we are royalty. I see you, you see me. Unified, our powers cannot be denied. Just open your eyes and see me. I'm Empress Poetry. Thanks for this opportunity.
God bless. Appreciate that wonderful set. Sister Empress, no doubt.
Thank you.
Appreciating everyone's participation and being on this team of poets addressing our Black matters. Up next, bring up a friend, another Brooklynite, Sister Latisha Divine Stewart. Ms. Divine is a poet born and raised in Brooklyn. Her passion for writing and her voice on the stage makes her larger than life. She has performed in numerous places, the New York Poets Cafe, Bush Baby, the African Poetry Theater, HBO, the Apollo Theater, BET, and has also been featured on many radio stations. This Black wax recording artist brings love, life, culture, and song into every word of her poetry. Sister Latisha, my friend, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. First of all, I want to thank Christopher for organizing this. And I want to also thank Benjamin and all of the people who put this together. It's been a wonderful night and I've enjoyed listening to everybody's poetry. So I bought this little prop, Black Lives Matter. And, you know, because sometimes it's, you know, it's become like a cliche, but we know what this means when we say Black Lives Matter, because for us, Black lives have always mattered. So I'm going to start off with this piece. I just wrote it. Black Lives Matter. Let's get this very clear. It's not a new fad that's just in this year. We have a great legacy. From wealth and power we came. So let's salute those who lost their lives by mentioning their names. Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Elijah McClain, Sean Bell, Eric Garner, Jordan Davis, Trayvon Martin, Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Ahmaud Arbery, Yusef Hawkins, Theon Johnson, Michael Brown. I would like to take a moment of silence for Black lives that have been lost at the hands of injustice. Although they're not here, they're always with us. Although they're not here today, we still honor them. We demand freedom. We demand justice. We demand power. We demand to be heard. The time is now. Black lives matter. Thank you. So this next piece I'm about to do is called Black Cat. Luck, lucky, beautiful, dark and strong. Your path is my home, my shack, Lucky and black, you roar like thunder. But I wonder, why does society fear you? They've taken the mat from the black cat. Stupid superstitions give society permission to kick the cat. Unlucky and black is what you portrayed him to be. But like a panther, she'll raise up and swallow society. The only unlucky path will be yours, for bad luck is due you. The panther's teeth will go right through you, and you will see that heaven is dark, pretty night, and hell is bright, white, and deadly. I mean, fancy that. A killer black cat. So this next piece I'm about to do, well, before I actually get into this next piece, I would like to introduce to you my drummer. I hope everybody can hear my drummer, by the way. Alicott the Alley Cat.
Hello, how are you? I'm Latisha's mother. How are you feeling?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
All righty. So we're going to get into our next piece. And the next piece I'm going to do is called An Ode to My Womb. Because many of us, heck, all of us, all of creation started off from a black womb. So that being said, I'm going to ask men to get in touch with their feminine and women to grab onto their wombs. I call this piece An Ode to My Womb. This old womb, she sheds blood. If you diss her, your name is mud. With a This old womb is where you're from. My womb is shedding, and I commend thee. Amend thee, womb. Your manja olaku. My womb is shedding, spreading, changing. My womb is shedding, spreading, changing. My womb is shedding, spreading, changing, changing the order of the universe. And she's not scared. Please don't fear the hairy Mary, full of space, race. Come on with your feminine men, because you can be feminine and masculine at the same time. The fact is, I'm yours in your mind. So don't diss me when my uterus busts and bloody waterfalls. Yes, nature calls me and you. I'm just cleansing the power you and I possess. Supreme goddess as I. Watch my uterus spread and fly, man. Watch me fly. Because I am you and you are I. I am uterus. You enter us. Yes, you are us, coming from the divine uterus. So what if I may be oversensitive? So what if this period makes me oversensitive? Just remember that the love I give is divine. Divine body, divine mind. Arm, leg, arm, head, mind. But it's not just about me. There are many systems in the galaxy, in the university, in the universe. Circulate this system, digestive system, nervous system, reproduce this system. Listen to the blood flow till you can't hear no more. Listen to her go. Watch how she flow. There are many systems. Soul are systems. Yes, souls are systems. So watch me glisten. Still pissing blood. If you make me angry, your name is mud. My womb is stinging, ringing. Must be that angel calling me, reminding me that every time her wings spreads and she sheds, I can conceive the next Messiah. And angels are no liars. Ask Harry, Mary, full of space. The divine is with you. Blessed are you among living, and blessed are your fruits. Blessed women parading in their birthday suits with stretch marks to spot. Take all that you got, that you may not look so hot. My womb is my friend to the end. Though she gets between me and my men, she's my friend. There is life in the womb, man, and I'll say it again. There is life in the womb, man. Mammary glands expand to nourish you with my milk, silk knowledge. Don't let me have to take y'all to womb college. My womb is shedding in the sky across the galaxy. Leo is my Mercury sign, it's fire. Let's cleanse ourselves and give birth to messiahs. All praises due to the Most High. And by the way, thanks again for making me a woman. Thanks again for making me a woman. Thanks again for making me a woman. For making me a womb. And thank you. This next piece that I'm going to do is called I Move Ideas. Stop, have no fear. 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 I move ideas. Hetep, God bless. Energy manifested me. I move ideas with telepathy, so people call me divine. Grape from the vine of the Most High. No lie, there is life way beyond flesh. Peep this being with consciousness. And one spirit made body, they call it death. But I call it new breath. Free from the shell which it was once trapped. Those taking naps will get slapped if trapped by their vain reality. You wear glasses, but you still can't see the solar systems in this galaxy. Makes this cosmic body free from one same reality. I move ideas with telepathy. No stopping me. Queen at birth. My king crowned me and called me his earth. Now look at me, long-legged beauty, leaping over trees, rotating in ciphers 360 degrees. This axis be tilting me. So many be jilting me. Cause they don't understand me. Like fire I burn. As I turn, concern myself with the affairs of my peace, who fell deep to an evil plan. Trapped by the man. What they need to do is understand their history. There was civilization way before slavery. And these words that God gave to me was not written in vain or to cause any pain, but to sting the oppressor that put us in chains. I move ideas with telepathy. Can't no police officer beat me till I bleed. Cause I'm from the intergalactic army, son. I'm gonna shoot them with my bottom. Some people call our species endangered, but we ain't no stranger to nature. Cause my arms are my branches and my locks are my leaves. As many legs leaves my ovaries. As many eggs leaves my ovaries. I'm playing drums in the galaxy. Drums in the galaxy, drums in the galaxy. Can you hear the rhythm, G? I'm playing drums in the galaxy. Mere mortals can't stop me, B. I move ideas with telepathy. Stop. Now, if I can do all those things by myself, imagine what we can do together. Have no fear. I move ideas. Thank you. Do I have time for one more piece, or I don't know how much time?
Yeah, you got time.
Left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left. We're creating chocolate truth. Left, right, left, We're creating chocolate truths. When we get together, we run through your area like stampedes of wild elephants, crushing all that irrelevant nonsense. Turn ignorance into science. Cooperation between us is like an electrical appliance. Better watch out, you better not shout, cause I've got my peeps and they're coming out of their shells, not telling story of personal hell, those things you know all too well. When we get together, we put extensions on forever. When we get together, we be beyond pretty. Make the universe seem itty bitty. We're creating chocolate troops. Testing tempos, taking tiny flutes. It's the chocolate army. You better salute. Take all your false ideas and give them the boot. War in Iraq, forget about that. What about the war in the streets? They've been trained to kill the enemy. Young black energy, laying 6 feet underground, or simply on lockdown. I'm sick of society's sickness. Attack on poverty and healthcare, polluted air. Seems like biological warfare. Bin Ladens and Husseins, they locked to the brain, but they've been trained by the insane to ingrain these thoughts. Violence stays victimless and victims have been taught and trained to wear imaginary blood stains. When we get together, we will unlock top securities, bring high society to their knees. When we get together, it won't be a rally or troop or a television show, untelevised. So don't tune into your usual station. It's a freedom celebration, a raid of a nation. When we get together, we will tiptoe across your psyche until you cite me. True air like Nike. When we get together, better watch out, sure. Better not shout, cause I got my peeps and we're coming out. We're calling chocolate troops. Company, ho! Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Blessings. Good night.
Blessings, Sister Latisha and Mother. Appreciate that powerful set. No, I think I may have met the whole family. I've met Mom. I've met the daughter. I've met of course Latisha. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for the opportunity. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Definitely. Yeah, it's all about family.
About respect and love and caring. It's nice meeting you too. You stay safe and keep safe. You and your family. God bless you.
Blessings. Thank you. All right, y'all. Last but not least is yours truly, Christopher D. Sims, born and raised in Rockford, Illinois. About a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I was living on Long Island. Before then, I was in New Jersey, so I always got that magical connection to the East Coast, New York City, the whole tri-state area. Used to live in Delaware, so yeah, no doubt. It's Midwest and the South and East Coast and the West Coast. We're all here. I'm representing the New York Cubans cap. We were talking about Cuba earlier and how bad this country has been to Cuba, our people. So I'm gonna start by saying I am a poet and a poet am a poet. I am a poet, am a poet. I 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 turn birds into slaves, or better yet, sun rays. I engrave page after 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 page with rhythmical rage. You see, once I engage, the page becomes my stage to wage wars with syllables, consonants, vowels, syllables, consonants, vowels, syllables, consonants, and vowels. I howl in the thick of the night to conjure my poetical might. Each word written transforms into light. I am a poet, am a poet. I am a poet. I dive deep into the infinite world of diction to bring forth image and vision. I'm a scientist who's always in the lab performing experiments with vocab, vocab. I am a poet. Prophet of verb, creating logic with words. I must write and recite 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 and recite. I cannot resist the urge. I am a poet. And that's that piece. That's that piece, y'all. Thank y'all. See the claps and all that good stuff. Just trying to be soulful tonight, no doubt. Hold up my end of this adventure of Poet Matters, Black Poet Matters. Let me get to some heavier material. Some pieces lined up here. This one is one of my most honest pieces I've written, and since I've been writing social justice poetry or activist-oriented poetry. This is entitled On the Backs of Black People. On the backs of Black people, the United States was transformed into a global powerhouse. On the backs of Black people, especially in the South, the United States has achieved the impossible, has used Black blues and gospel to galvanize a greatness only witnessed in modern times. This wretched country shines on the backs of Black people, on the backs of Black people. On the strong shoulders of the daughters and sons of the African diaspora, this country has breathed life into economic systems, has made endless monies off of Black women, men, children, in its many jails, prisons. On the backs of Black people, this sick country has launched evil campaigns, has stained its name, it's in the process, has created one big mess. It won't ever be blessed because of what it considers success. On the strong shoulders of Black people, the US has eliminated the progress of so many others. Won't ever understand the terms, we are sisters, we are brothers. Won't ever understand the term, we are sisters, we are brothers. On the backs of Black people, this country continues to lie, to not speak truths, to remain in cahoots with dictators, life takers, racists, bigots, sexists, haters, denigrators. Will lie in bed with anyone that will do its economy favors. On the backs of Black people is where the United States has been too long. It's where she finds her home. It's where she always done wrong. Is where she will continue to write history, but never scribe her own songs, won't ever scribe her own songs, won't ever scribe her own songs. America, you have never belonged on the backs of Black people. On the backs of Black people. That's that piece. Speak truth to power, y'all. This third piece is entitled, What If We Treated Racism as a Disease? And I've heard this been mentioned earlier. Some of us have approached this concept, so I'm making it direct here in this piece. If we are to treat racism as a disease, as a sickness, then let us go to seriousness. Let us get to seriousness about the harm, the damage it does to the mind, body, soul, mind, body, soul, mind, body, soul. Let's get serious about what it has done to people, for people. If we are to treat racism as a disease, a sickness, then let's get down to business about the business of racism, the lives it has cost, the cost of Black bodies put up for sale at the auction block, the cost of separating and degrading Black families, the hurt, the pain. It continues to sustain and maintain. If we are to treat racism as a disease, a sickness, then what if we searched for a cure, took the DNA of a racist and put it under a microscope? What do you think what we would find? What would it look like in the heart, in the mind? How could we treat a sick person infested with racism? What if there was a race to find a vaccine to clean up racism, hatred, bigotry, racism, hate, bigotry? Just think about what it would do for this country, for this country, for this country. A cure for racism would have the ability to clean up this country's deadly toxicity, deadly toxicity, deadly toxicity. And that's that piece. So for my matters, what matters to me is definitely Black women, the Black woman, the mother of the universe, ancient wisdom, the goddess, the all-powerful. There's this particular poem that I've carried with me for quite some time. It's entitled Sacred Woman. You arrived here into this hemisphere many millennia ago for miles beyond the moon's mist. Legend has it that one breath from your bosom could break the cycle of man and bring rebirth, 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 rebirth. Woman, you are of the earth and every element of the universe. For what reason would any man want to harm, violate, or degrade you? Harm, violate, or degrade you. Harm, violate, or degrade you. Only a fool would tamper with your treasure. The wind without end sings silence to pay homage to your pricelessness. Of bliss you are, woman of the wonderfulness of shining stars. Afar into the galaxy one could only find gifts that equate your divine sunshine, 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 sunshine. Christopher D. Sims' poetry can never be powerful enough. Roses don't possess enough regality. Diamonds lack the luster needed, and gold doesn't have enough gleam to honor you, Miss Supreme, Miss Supreme, Miss Supreme, Miss Supreme, Miss Supreme. You are the shadow of the unspoken spirits that manifest life. You are the shadow of the unspoken spirits that manifest life. You are the shadow of the unspoken spirits that manifest life, 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 life. The secret of the sun, the whisper of the night. And that's that piece. One more piece and that'll end my set for Black Poet Matters Part 2. I want to shout out Brother Benjamin. When I become fused, settled into your wordplay, the most beautiful things serenade my soul, my soul, my soul. I feel like an innocent child gleefully discovering the certainties of living carefree, carefree, carefree. Automatically, I want to cuddle under your grammatical chemistry and let it comfort, caress, consume, and console me. I want to lay next to your devastating diction and let her be softly on my neck and whisper sweet things and smile about it in my dreams. I want to smile when I hear your spoken word harmony charming me and it's arming the strength I possess and let each and every word baptize my being and cleanse my soul like water. Because your words are wind soft aloft the clouds, sweet genuine amidst the sunshine, clever daffodils that cast spells at will. And through them, I see the science of hieroglyphics, discover all ancient mysteries, learn of all things important and intricate. Make love to my mind, you word warrior, syllable soldier, lyrical enforcer. Transform me with traditional griotic telepathy. Feed me the vital venomous vocabulary that I need to proceed. That's that piece and that's my time, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Appreciate the spotlight for sure. Appreciate your ears and your eyes. Most certain, most definitely. I want to say, Brother Raj, you think we need a cipher set before we round out?
If you have time, brother.
Yeah, I think we got time, and brother Benjamin will definitely make sure that we all well rounded out. So, how you want to do this, Brother Raj?
From the beginning, bringing back all the poets.
All righty. So up first, Brother Charles, you got one line? Is he still with us?
I'm still here. See, I had actually muted myself. Sorry about that. So I apologize. Yeah. Sure. I got one line. Let me find. Let me get one. Fats cries out that he is walking to New Orleans. My soul wants to follow him there. Did you hear it? Hello? Am I still there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
sorry. I didn't know if I was still there or not. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. Sister Econzi, you got a line for us?
Yes, indeed. Greetings. I love the kinks on your head, creating your natural crown. Even the tight coil springing from your beard towards the ground. There's just something about my beautiful African man. Come to think of it, it's greater than what meets the eye or the hand.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Brother Larry Moore, you got a line for us? Is he still with us? Brother Larry, you there, bro? You got a line for us?
Peace, peace, peace. What I missed the initial. What's the line supposed to be about? Just any line?
Any line from a piece you got, yeah.
Uh-oh. You said about anything?
Yeah, out of any poem, anything, that even anything that might be on your mind.
So I got lag. I've been watching it on the TV. Peace. What I missed the initial. What's the line supposed to be about? So we said to unplug the TV. Your love is like a line skylights. Shines like perfection in a 3-star horizontal constellation kind of way. Rhymes like alliteration with 3 to 4 word sentences peppered across the page. Peace.
Peace, my man. Thanks. Sister Tameika, what you got for us?
Hey.
You tap dancing, selling everything from your sex to your soul, because a real means to an end is beyond your whole. You ought to speak softly, smile brightly, excuse blatant and undercover abuse, allow your natural cause to be society's new muse. Tap dance and succumb to self-hate, and pile into churches whose focus has turned to passing the plate. You are to speak with the same lens of injustice you were stolen with, because it's not you. So get over it.
All right, sister. Thank you. Brother Burnett, what you got for us, man? You got a line or two for us?
Yeah, in the theme of respect and love for Black women, just want to say to her that you said that the bouquet of flowers came as a total surprise. Since I'd planted you a garden the day before and you were satisfied. So you returned half the roses to me, hoping that they would bring me as much pleasure as they brought you. Now I am satisfied. That's it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Sister Crystal, what you got for us?
My Black conscious poetry, lyrically and beautifully versed, promoting wisdom that those that put us last will see us rise and we shall be first.
Like that.
Thank you, sister. Let me make sure. Econzi, did I get you? Okay.
You did. You did.
Gotcha. Thank you. Brother Ras, what you got?
Them say me advocate race and terrorism because me say me come here to come destroy this wicked, evil, devilish, white capitalist system. But now the shiver because me attack the truth that the original man come from African roots. Blessed.
God bless. Appreciate that, brother. Sister Empress, what you got for us? We can't hear you. You're muted, Sister Empress.
I do that all the time. It is time to revisit blueprints and plans, become the seeds the Black Panthers managed to plant. It is time to grow, time to act like we know. There is a power within us that causes them to fear. It's time to tap in. Enough.
Thank you, sister. Sister Latisha, you and Mom got something for us? A line or two?
You can't find me in my blackness. Black misses. I put the sugar in Hershey's kisses, so you cannot diss this. List this in the Guinness book. My people take a look at me, at you, and do what the Most High would ask of you. Be like a mirror and reflect what he do.
All right, sis. Blessings. Give thanks. Give thanks. Words, weapons, wisdom, grammar, vernacular, diction, language, dialogue, conversation, lyrics, verses, poetical demonstrations. I swim inside the softness of syllables to become liquidly lyrical. My thought process is rhythmical. Within this one individual, miracles take place. I embrace the intelligent elegance of the universe. Out of me is beauty bursts. All right, y'all. That's the cipher. That's the Ras influence cipher, y'all.
Right.
Brother Benyamin, you want to take us out with some words, bro?
Thanking everybody for participating. Everybody out there in the virtual world right now, give a round of applause for all of the poets that performed this night. I know you're virtually clapping, but we can't hear you. We need you to clap louder than that. Clap louder than that. Everybody out there. Everybody out there in the virtual world, everybody on YouTube, just clap louder than that. We need everybody's participation. Give thanks for all of the poets once again for their performance this evening. And we thank definitely all of the audience out there for watching. And definitely, as we've come to the conclusion of session number 2, beware for session number 3. And I'm using the word beware, properly, because you see how these poets are bringing it, and they're going to keep bringing it. They're going to keep bringing it. And we got more poets coming in for session 3 and on and on. So just once again, thanking you all for all the poets once again this evening. Everybody brought that fire. And, for those that be watching and saying, well, the title seems like it's mispronounced. The S is in the wrong place. Because, right now in the world, everybody talk about Black Lives Matter. So when, Chris and myself were having a discussion on coming together and putting this event together, and he said, yeah, Black poet matters. No, Black poets matter. And then I said, well, we don't want to necessarily jump on the bandwagon of what everybody's doing today, because everybody, after Black Lives Matter, everything lives matter or something matters. But we want to talk about Black poets and what matters to them. So that's why we talk about the matters of Black poets. So whether it's injustice, whether it's love, we just want to talk about the matters of Black poets, because there's a lot on their minds, and they want to definitely bring something to the table. And hopefully everybody was inspired, got some words, some food for thought. something to think about as you continue to go on. So once again, thanking the entire audience out there, thanking the poets once again, and just praying for the blessing of the Most High for everybody, and definitely hope to see everybody for session 3. Do remember, Brother Burnett has a book out. Do remember, Empress Poetry has a book out, and just look out for all the information for that and for everything that the poets are doing. So once again, thanking you all, and God bless.
Peace. Blessings, everybody.
Thank you, family. Be good to yourselves.
Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. I appreciate y'all.
I just want to shout out a young entrepreneur. Shout out to Luscious Lips by Leah. Thanks for keeping me shiny all night.
I just want to say to Latisha, it's been a moment since I haven't seen you, but you know you've been on the scene for a long time. Good to hear you. Good to hear you. Blessed.
Yes, it's been a while. Good to see you, Ras. I was like, oh, there you go.
Blessed, blessed.
Blessings. Good to see you. Good to see you.
I'm definitely thankful to be a part of this tonight, you guys. Y'all have inspired me and lit something in me. I felt like I was finna take flight at one point. I just wanted to say that, like, man,
that crown above your head, though.
Oh,
yeah.
That's powerful.
I'm going, she is serious.
King crown, and here's the queen right here.
That's powerful.
So,
yeah.
And you're glowing, Empress.
Thank you.
So thank y'all.
Such a pleasure to be here, though.
Awesome,
Absolute pleasure.
Oh, and then to our expression apparel, except also I get my energy from my energy. All of us know that we got that energy in us, the inner God, the inner grace, the inner glory, the inner gift, and the inner gangster if need be.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Awesome.
So, yeah, Mom, it was nice to meet you again. Hopefully I can meet you in person one day.
Yes,
it would be my pleasure.
Let us know when you're coming back to Brooklyn.
Oh, no doubt.
Gotta come soon.
I got a venue.
All right. Yeah, we got to make Black Poet Matters happen in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, man, that's going to be tough. Hot, blazing.